Okay, hello everybody. It's Brian, and it's Friday. I got one thing I got to do over here. I just remembered it before I hit play on the stream. I have to update something really quick for work on Monday. So just bear with me for a second here. So, all right, Monday. Okay. I need to add something to our agenda for our Monday morning stand-up. So, how's everybody been? Man, please tell me I hit O. Okay, good. I hit done on it. Okay, good. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing okay this week. One of those weird things where I felt like I actually did something this week and like made a contribution to my work, which weird. Fuck. Okay, one sec. Monday, you should have the staff meeting. Yes, there it is. Okay. Notes. Move this down. Okay, Control C. And that's going to be 21st. Yes, 21st. And then meeting with PR on. Can't say that out loud. What am I trying to say? Oh, yes. All right, cool. Cool, AI. Yep. AI in this case is action item for what I'm talking about here. But on Sunday, we're going to have a guest who's going to talk with us about AI. I double checked that before I got started here today. She will be on the call with us on Sunday. So we're going to talk with Bronwyn Acker, not Aker, Acker, on AI stuff. So looking really forward. What the hell is going on there? That would help on making a local AI and setting it up for various things. So if you're interested in that, please come and join us. I would hope that you'll be available from 6:30 to I think whenever. I put 2 hours just in case, because there might be some demonstrations. So looking forward to that. And of course you can watch the VOD here on Twitch or on our YouTube channel and get involved. Ask your questions. If you're completely against AI, that's I would say somewhat short-sighted, but you can feel free to have that opinion if you'd like. I'm looking forward to doing what I can with it to learn how to use it. So yeah, come and join, and we'll keep an eye out on you, and we'll do what we can to accommodate everybody with regards to the demonstrations. If there's a VM or if there's something we can do for handouts, we'll make those available as well. So, all right, got that. Oh, one more thing. Jen, and Shepard. because I am on the West Coast and one of our other folks is out on holiday, I'm the entire West Coast contingent, or the entire team left at 3:30 on a Friday afternoon for our team at work. Everyone else is East Coast, or they're already asleep because they're in Europe. So I'm it right now. So I'm just keeping an eye out on things. Good. All right, cool. All right, I will minimize that and close that. All right, cool. All right, now, learned a few things about Git that was not in the boot.dev that we were working on. Oh, there we go. So we'll link that up here. All right, so there's Bronwyn. That's Bronwyn right there. Down here in the corner. Yeah, right there. Sorry. Down there in the corner right there. She'll be with us on Sunday, like I said. And yeah, we're really, I'm excited about it. I know Miss Berlin has expressed a desire to, hang out and learn more about AI. And Mr. Besher, of course, he's a big fan of it too, for things like, making it easier to do work and what have you. So we're gonna have a good old time. So yeah, have a take a look and have a listen, and we'll do that. Let's see. Okay, so book discussion. All right, so I'm going through my bookbot to build my bookbot. As you can see, so I have, make this a little bigger. Using VS Code, I have everything set up. One of the things that came up was, and I don't know if it's a gotcha for everyone else, but I had a problem where I was trying to push a commit to my origin main, which is at GitHub, and it gave me an error that, let's see, where did it said, I think it said something like, doing so will disclose a personal email address or a restricted email address. Go ahead and, set up, usually in this case, we'll use a no reply. And it mentioned something like it will use a no reply on that. And I was like, okay, cool. The problem was I had changed everything in this case, git config global, because I just wanted every time I did this to come up with a different, the same non-reply email, because I didn't want to use one of many email addresses that are ascribed to me. Anyway. So come to find out, once you have committed and staged something, it connects that email address that you were using at the time into the commit message. And one of the things I found on, what was it? Yeah. So in this case, let's see if I can get it to scoot over a little bit and make it bigger. So there is a message that you can do inside of your git commit to reset the author information, because it's tagged it already with that information. And even if you change no, I'm sorry, game old lady. No, I just have I don't know if it's a narcolepsy or whatever it is, but sometimes when I'm talking about something, I forget to breathe. And then my brain's like, you're starving yourself of oxygen, idiot. You should probably, do something about that. And then I catch myself yawning. And then I'm, of course, not a psychopath. So hopefully it doesn't make you yawn. And just me talking about it makes me want to yawn because my eyes are watering right now. So I'm working on it. It's something that happens a lot, especially when I'm talking about something I really am not interested in, but I'm interested in this because I learned this. So if you're committing something and you change the config files, but you haven't reset the author bits in your commit, it will still tag it with the previous email. So you have to go in and say git commit, amend, reset the author, no edit. And what will happen in this case is it will reset it to, what is in your git commit file. So I had to find this. Thank you, Stack Overflow. I still use Stack Overflow apparently. That worked because I kept having the same error message come up. So I forget to breathe. So yeah, boot.dev is good, but they didn't teach you everything about Git. They teach you probably about what the 80% of people are going to use, and then you end up having to find things for yourself. So, but yeah, this is how I had to fix my issue because it wouldn't work otherwise. So, and welcome, game old lady. Appreciate you coming and hanging out as a first time chatter. Appreciate you. If you have any questions, or you want to school me in VS Code or Python, of which I'm not smart on either, please feel free to let me know. All right. So in the previous exercise, when I was working on it, the exercise was you're going to build a bookbot, and so one of the things they had you do is download Frankenstein.txt from Project Gutenberg. So you go to Project Gutenberg. This is the text file for the book written by Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley, and it is the entire book in text format, which is kind of cool. I expected it to be longer than that, but it's not too long. I mean it's and it has extra bits at the bottom. So. Yeah, there's a whole license and everything in here as well. So, yeah. So there's actually a good part of it is just nothing but boilerplate for the modern Prometheus or Frankenstein. So, saved the file .txt. It's in my. Yeah, I kind of like that too. The other thing I liked about, I found archive.org has audiobooks and stuff, which, I listen to audiobooks all the time when I'm walking. So finishing up Dracula right now. So I actually bought that one though, because it had a full voice cast with Alan Cummings and Tim Curry and a few other folks doing various parts of the diaries of Van Helsing and Dr. Seward and Mina Harker and them. So it had me create a directory and put Frankenstein.txt in it. So there's Frankenstein.txt, and then it wanted me to create a git ignore to ignore the books directory because we don't want it to continually either upload the directory or if we put something into it, we want to ignore the books directory for that. I also put dsstore because I forgot about this when I bought my MacBook, but it will put a dsstore everywhere in this freaking, you use HG War the War. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I mean, it's better than lorem ipsum, right? Instead of using lorem ipsum, dolor, amet, or whatever, you actually put real stuff in there, right? Which is great. So I wonder what books they do have in here. Elfin Songs of the Sunland by Charles Keeler. Okay, that's cool. Jack and His Ostrich. There you go. Very nice. A new dictionary of terms, ancient and modern, of the Canting Crew. What is going on here? Okay, the dictionary of terms, ancient and modern, in the Canting Crew, in its several tribes of, it's not a very nice way of thieves, cheats, etc., and in addition to some proverbs, phrase, figurative speeches, etc. Okay, all right. Well, that's an interesting one. Yeah, you can't make those. Yeah, you can't make those titles up if you wanted to. Yeah, there's a ton though. So 75,000 books. So that's really nice, and in up to languages and up to 50 different languages. So that's just pretty sweet. Anyway, we'll get back to what we're working on here. So yeah, we added the books to our git ignore file. Best to only commit code to your repo, not data, which I know that some people tend to treat GitHub like a second Google Drive in some cases, but you can definitely just use it for text if you wanted to. I've actually found entire PDFs inside of a GitHub, which seems to be counterintuitive to how GitHub works, but if that's where you want to save it in that way, I don't think there's any harm in it, maybe. So, and then this worked, this works very similar to how the Linux bits worked whenever we were working on earlier. And then the first bit of code that we wrote, in this case, main.py, we're going to open the file with open file path as file. So the whole, file path is F, and then the file contents is going to be red. It equals whatever the file path read is, and then return the file contents. And then the idea is, in a different main here, it said, where was it? Yeah, get book text. It takes a file path as input and returns the contents of the file as a string. And then we're going to write a main func main here with a path to Frankenstein.txt. I put the relative path as a suggest instead of the full a bit. As you can see, it's books and then Frankenstein book text, and then using the original definition here, it's going to read all of this based on the path which we've called out here, and then print the book text to the terminal, and then call main, right? So and that worked. I did need a little help from Boots, to be honest. I was having issues with my, I asked, it must have rebooted on me. Let me see, dashboard, courses, there we go. Yeah, I did ask Boots about it's an issue there where I was having issues with it, and I told him, oh yeah, here's how I fixed it, and he said, hey, but he wanted to keep me to task. I didn't get it right the first time. I was asking about the code to write the file path contents, and he said, oh, you've got a few issues here because I was running into I had a colon missing or something, and then he basically gave me the answer, which I was like, oh, not a fan of that, but it works. So you can go and look at the the options here. I don't know why that's interesting. So yeah, it's taking what it suggested, and then this is what this is the ideal solution for it. So I was not a fan of being told the answer, but I was trying to work my way through that, and it didn't work out. So sometimes Boots is a little more helpful than I would like in that case, but I'm also aware that they're probably trying to do this to make sure that you don't get discouraged when you're trying to build your first Python thing, which I'm in that boat. So I'm kind of okay with some of that. And yeah, so this worked, obviously. Gave me the error messages in the right order and how I wanted, and it worked out. So the next bit we got to do here is time for our first bit of data analysis. Let's count the words in the book. Okay, so we're going to write a new function that accepts the text from the book as a string and returns the number of words in the string. So it's going to take that entire book, turn it into a string of text that it will read through, and every time it hits a space, it's going to count the word. And that's the way I'm thinking it's going to happen. The split method will be helpful here. Okay. So there we go. All right. Returns a list of words in the string using sep as the delimiter string. Max split is given as most max splits are done. Okay. The Python documentation would be a lot better if it didn't read like stereo instructions. So so max splits are done. Okay. If sep is given. So sep, I'm assuming, is separator because they, couldn't tell you sep is separator. If separator is given, the consecutive delimiters are not grouped together and are deemed to delimit empty strings. For example, 1, comma, 2 plus split, comma, returns 1, comma, space, comma, 2. Sep argument may consist of multiple characters. For example, greater than, less than, greater than, less than, returns 1, 2, 3. Splitting an empty string with a specified separator returns blank, right? So if you don't specify a separator, a different splitting algorithm is applied. Runs of consecutive white space are regarded as a single separator. Okay, so that's what we want, right? We don't want to specify a separator because runs of consecutive white space is regarded as a single separator, and the result will contain no empty strings at the start or end of the string as leading or trailing white space. Okay. One sec. Okay, I didn't get it. I thought I was got a Discord message. All right. Okay. Let's see. Turn that down a little bit. Need some hacking music. All right. All right. The split method will be helpful here. Instead of printing the book's contents, print this message to the console. Num words found in the document. Okay, so we want to get book text. We don't want to print it, right? We want to return. So what we're going to do is return, or wait, no, we do want to print that. It said print. So we're going to print not the book text, but we're going to print num words were found in the document. Okay. Okay, I don't really need all the I don't really need the additional help there. So, oh, I need to. There we go. Okay. And so at some point we will need to call num words. So we're going to get the book text path and then instead of printing the books, okay, split method. Now I have, let's see here. There we go. Minimize that. I don't know. No. There we go. I'll shrink that terminal down a little bit. Let's see, where's a split method? Okay, so words equal message dot split. Okay, so I'm gonna do like a book dot split, I think, in this case. So okay, get book text path. And we're gonna let's see, num words and return. This probably won't work, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and I'm going to grab the so this is the code that I've got to run to make this happen, but return numWords. I'm pretty sure that's not going to work. What's the output it's supposed to show here? It's supposed to show 50 or 75,767 words found in the document. It's going to execute python.main. So the other thing I learned is you actually do have to save your document or your file. In this case, that's not going to work. There's something wrong with it, but I'm gonna do it anyway here. Okay, so I printed the book anyway, even though I didn't really want to. So I should have not printed the book. That's interesting. That's interesting. So why am I printing? Return the file contents. It did. No. Maybe I don't want to print. I don't want to print that to the. So. Maybe I just want to. Maybe I don't want to return it at all. Maybe I just want to do that. I did it again. What the fuck? Okay. All right, well, yes, I'd like to use a baked salmon, thank you. I see the issue, you're on the right track, but let's look at a few things. There's an indentation error in your main func. Really? Okay. numWords has extra spaces before it. Oh, okay. When you use book text.split, it returns a list of words, not the count. You need to get the length of this list. Oh, okay. The length of the list. Yes. Okay, so length of the list. Okay, so the list would be. Okay. All right, well, that's good to know. It returns in your print statement. Okay, you've put numWords in quotes, which means Python will print that literal text rather than the value of your variable. Okay. Okay, it gave me the answer again down there, and I don't really want to look at it just yet. Let me double check here. So. Len, okay. Right. Okay. All right, so. So I want to. I should still get the same error if I run this again. Yeah, so I got the same thing again. Because I put that in the quotes, so. Yeah, still did it anyway. Oh, wait, I think it's F, right? F. There we go, func main. All right. I don't think that's gonna work either. Nope. All right, let's see what he's got here. Oh, well, okay, so I shouldn't have kept any of this at all. Okay, so I thought we were adding on to an existing, okay, so I need to delete all of this. God, that seems like a waste. All right, okay. Oh, wait, I can salvage some of that. Let's see, path, books, Frankenstein, book, nums, count words. Okay, so it's not length, it was just get the count, so. Okay. And okay, so I did fix the print statement. I actually did that. I got that correct at least. I can print a statement with a variable in it that doesn't crap itself. But I needed to change this up here, so this is different. I thought when it said we were going to create a bookbot, I was like, oh, we're gonna, take some text, do one thing, then add another feature, and then add another feature. But in this case, we're starting all over again. So okay, so count words text, words equal, and then the text of the file, and then split, which split. Okay, so and split is just taking everything and splitting it up where it needs to be. Remember, we talked about there being no separator, so it's just going to take the white space in between. So if separator is not specified or is none, a different splitting algorithm is applied. Consecutive white space is regarded as a single separator. The result will contain no empty strings at the start or end of this. At the start or end if the string has leading or trailing white space. Consequently, splitting an empty string or a string consisting of just white space with a none separator returns nothing. So in this case, that's what we're doing. So it's going to take every word with a space, remove that, and just increment the words. And so that's what the split with the no separator. So I could actually put something in like a comma here or something. And that would, yeah, so split and then single quotes, and I would get something completely different. There we go. Yeah. And then it would split on every comma. So like a comma separated value. So that must be how they do something similar in Excel when you're creating a CSV file. But in this case, that's that. All right, so, okay, that makes sense. And then def main is still the same, with the exception of, ooh, man, that is mango-y. Ah. So we take numWord, so we take the book text from path, right? Numwords is going to be the count of words from book text, and then number of words are found in the document. All right, so shrink this up a little bit so we're using less space. And, oh, right, return the length of words, sorry. Return, because we don't want to print it, right? We want it to len words. So we're going to count words right here. It's going to call it right here, and then down in main we'll call def main, so then it'll run all this. Then count words will be called, which we're funny, we're working our way up, right? We start at func main, then we go up here, we run this, which calls this, then we run up here and run this, and then it finishes. So, all right, now let's give that a shot. It should work. No. Oh, again, you have to save your document. You have to save the document. Just Control S in this, or it is Control S, right? Oh, Windows, Mac S. There we go. I'll get there eventually. Oh. I'm getting an error message here. Let's see. Trace back. Get book text is not defined. Well, yeah, that's true. Okay, so what happened was I asked it questions and then it gave me the answer, but then yeah, okay. So this is an example of where the AI fails to realize that there's an error in the text, right? So, hey Boots, this. Sorry, realized I'm tearing off half the screen here, so there we go. There we go. Code you suggested failed. With an error stating that get book text is, what did it say? Not defined. All right, so before I do that, I'm gonna pop the code in here, but I'm gonna see if I can fix this myself. All right. So book text, so path is books, and then text. Let me see, did he say something else here? There's an indentation error with your main function, the word, num words, book text split. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. It was a lot it was suggesting. Yes. Count words. Oh, okay, so okay, so we did actually need all that code. It's just yeah, okay. So get book text, because we want to retrieve the book, and then with open, right? Okay, so yeah, we needed all of that. As F file contents equal F dot read, and then return file contents. All right. So yeah, we're going to get the book text along the file path. The file path is here. Yeah, and then count the words. So we're going to start at main. We're going to go to func main. The path is called booksfrankenstein.txt. Book text is get book text.path. So that comes up here to the file path. Open file path as F read. All right, so I think I'm going to need to change this to file path. So that way it matches what exists up top. Otherwise, we're going to run into an error. So file path is not accessed. What? Okay. All right. So save that. Did it again. Oh, yeah, okay. So we need to go file path again. Is there any other place where that needs to go? So here's book text, get book text, file contents, text, split, length, words. Okay. Okay, so that did work, in fact. So in this case, I should have kept my original script instead of yeeting it into the sun, because I thought we were writing something new according to what Boots had told me. And then we're getting to that point. So yeah, that worked. I did have to change file path and path in your script because it was wrong. Yeah. Okay. How do you feel about using the split method to break text into words? It's good. I mean, ideally, it feels a little hinky, but it is what it is. All right. And so, okay, so that didn't work. Spec standard out. Okay, what the hell happened? What's the error message it should say? Spec standard out to contain all of. Check the output of your CLI command to see a results breakdown. So it's going to run Python main. Okay, so that worked, but it didn't like my output. Okay, let me. Okay. Expected code 0. Huh. I don't want to burn a seer stone for this. Is it a spacing issue, maybe? Oh, seriously. Assholes. Okay. Wow, that's just pedantic. That's just pedantic. Wording needs to match exactly, and the word count should be 5 if you're running correctly with the split method. Okay, well that's why I ran into those issues. So I had the answer right, well, with help from the AI, of course, and it's amazing all the stuff that you can set up in Visual Studio. Like I set up GPG, and I set up my SSH keys in GitHub. I have yet to actually have a need for a GPG key, but I have one in Keybase, and I have one now in GitHub. Probably should have used the Keybase PGP key because it's been around for a while, but I went ahead and downloaded the GPG tooling that has been around forever to generate new keys. All right. So, well, that was an adventure. No, sign in is blocked. Oh, well. Okay. All right. All right, so you see the changes that were from the original to the new. So we added path. Interesting. So they've reversed it. They put the def main at the top. Because mine definitely was not written in this way. So that's interesting. Okay. All right. So refactoring is just a fancy word for rewriting your god-awful code so it's not so terrible. Refactoring doesn't change the behavior of your code, just the way it was written. Let's refactor our project to use multiple Python files. Not only will it be useful for you to learn how to split code across files, but in this case, it will help organize our code. We will use this structure. So main.py, which is the one I have, the entry point to our program and any code that doesn't fit elsewhere. Stats.py is a file that contains functions for analyzing the text. Okay. Move your function that counts the words into a new stats.py file. All right. So we're going to create in bookbot, new file, stats.py. Okay. So we're in main, and then take your main. Okay. So move the word count. So we're going to Control X, and we're going to put it in stats.py. And then we're going to save. Okay. And then I'm assuming we put from stats import get num words, where stats is the name of the file without the py extension, and get num words is the name of the function you want to import. That's not it. That's not it. Bitch. Stats.py. So why is it? So get num words is not in there at all. So what I'm going to have to do is change this to count words. I'm going to have some feedback for them on this one. Only because I'm just probably the worst person ever on learning Python. It's just, it doesn't come naturally to me, and I don't rock it. And one of the reasons I like being able to reach out to something to help out, including Boots in this case, is, so ideally what I wanted to do is to call stats import stats.py, stats, okay, stats and stats, all right. Length of words, so we're gonna count the words with that. Okay, where's num words? Num words is right, okay, cool. That should work. Let me go ahead and make sure I've saved everything proper here. Okay. I'll make sure I have some armor because I don't want to lose my... Won't be the last time I have to buy some. Oh, wait. All right, so there's that. Let's make sure it matches. Yes. Okay, so I need to, okay, Python 3 main.py. Okay, cat, okay, it ran even with the stats.py and everything. So main.py. Okay. Wish me luck. Oh, okay, that worked. All right, good. Because I very stupidly put a 2000 point or 2000 XP chest in here. So yeah, I'm getting close, but it won't tell you anymore how close you are other than that. So okay, so that worked well enough. You just have to remember to make everything the same across your Python files. All right, so this is the last one for chapter 2 of this. The meat of bookbot, counting characters. All right, add a new function to your stats.py. So we're abandoning main.py for a while. We'll probably have to go back in and add it to main.py. Add a new function that takes the text from the book as a string, which we're already doing with count words, returns the number of times each character, including symbols and spaces, appear in the string. Wow. Okay. Convert any character to lowercase using the lower method. We don't want duplicates. Use a dictionary of string to integer. The returned directory dictionary should look something like this. P R O import and call the function in main.py and capture the result in a new variable. After printing the word count, print the dictionary of characters and their counts. Okay. Def count characters. Text. And then we're going to want characters, or no, we're going to want, characters. And then it's going to be so how do we use lower? Let's go look at the lower method. stir lower. So return a copy of the string with all the cased characters converted to lowercase. Oh, cased characters are those with the general category property being one of letter uppercase, letter lowercase, or letter title case. All right. Okay, convert any characters. So we want text dot lower. And then we're going to be, it'll be like what we had, word count. Yeah, count words, which was over here, count words. And we're going to, okay, so we need, feels like we're going to add a lot of lines to this. Oh, there's only 4 things open. Okay. Shit. Yeah, it's right there. Where the fuck did it go over there? Yeah, we're gonna want to do something like this for, where is it? For num, for like when we did some of the stuff for num and nums. Yeah, here we go. We're gonna iterate through, yeah. For char and characters. Iterate, yes, we're gonna iterate through. And then, there was a point where we were, yeah, we're gonna need to append, we're gonna need to like keep a steady count, right? It says an A comes in, we're gonna need to append it to A, and then B, and then C, and then D. But it feels like we're gonna need to do this for, and how many special, did it say special characters too? Symbols and spaces. So yeah, I mean, how many is it expecting us to do? Returned dictionary should look something like this. Yes. Import and call the function in main.py and capture the result in a new variable. Here we go. By the way, Lo-Fi Girl, you know, if you enjoy a little music, Lo-Fi Girl right there on YouTube. There we go. Yeah, you can go and check that out on YouTube. Okay. Am I okay? Yeah. All right. So we need a odd numbers dot append I. All right. So we're gonna need. This is gonna be huge. This could be like a huge. I don't know what that is, but. There's just so much I don't understand about why pi cache is all of a sudden sitting in my shit. You know, just shows up on its own. I didn't make it. I don't know if that's from something else. I don't know if I can delete it. Any special characters? Create a dictionary to store each character and its count, right? Okay. Oh, I see. All right. So creating a dictionary. Right. Okay. So we're gonna. Initialize an empty result. Make a dictionary, right? Okay, so. Okay, all right. So yeah, we're gonna have to create a dictionary that looks something like this. So we're gonna call it, you know, character dictionary, or we're gonna have to call it something, but it's gonna be like A, B, C, D, E. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not gonna be. Get character record. Okay. What else did he say? Loop through each character in the text, which you've already started. Okay, so that's the loop. Here we're going to loop 4 in characters. So, and then add it to the dictionary, increment its count if it's already there, right? How you might check if a key already exists in that dictionary. Oh, gods. Okay. So this is going to be character and then this, right? So let's just go ahead and grab that. So that way we'll get it in the right format. All right, so we got A, B, dear God, this is gonna be long. Okay. Okay, F, G, H, I, J, and actually I'll probably have to go back through and set, I think I need to probably set all these to 0, right? Because these are all, they're all going to start out at 0. Because the count's going to be 0. And it asked, what did it asked? It said for each character, no, let me ask you, how would you create a dictionary in Python and how might you check if a key already exists in that dictionary? Maybe I'm not doing this right. Maybe I need to let it create the dictionary as it goes along instead of me having to define it. That's probably the best option, right? Instead of this, this feels less intuitive or less of a good way of doing that. So maybe I should get rid of this and create, because that's why it's asking me, how would you create the dictionary? So we're going to create as an empty dictionary, right? We have to create an empty dictionary and let it fill in the dictionary itself in a specific format. So in this case, that, and then it's dictionary. All right, so create a dictionary to store each character in its count. So there's that. I wonder if there's a certain format for that. I think. Excuse me. Return the number of items in dictionary D. Turn a shallow copy of the dictionary. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So looks like you only scratched the surface with a lot of this here. So. All right. So. For name and names, right? Split returns a list of the strings where each string is a single word or the original. Here we update the dictionary. So yeah, we're gonna need to fill in the names here, right? Split returns a list of strings. Okay, so I've done this before in another assignment. So for, all right, if, right, so let's just go over here, and it's like for, okay, so I don't think we need it in lower here. I think we need, okay, this is gonna screw me up here. Let me grab the bit here. So this was one of the earlier assignments I did. Thankfully I kept the code for that. All right, so we have a dictionary, it's empty. So we have a dictionary, it's empty. So we need to make it equal to, okay, enemy names. All right, so enemy dictionary. So let's just, yeah, call it character dict. All right, there we go. All right. And so count of characters is text for text I could say for, X in text. There we go, for X in text. And then if X in character X. I think we want to do X dot lower maybe. I'm unsure as to where to put the X or the lowercase bit. Let's see, what did it suggest here? Start your character count. Convert any character to lowercase using the lower method. All right, so I think we want to do like X dot lower or yeah, because we don't want duplicates, right? So we need to convert that before we start iterating through this. But we wanted to. Right, this is the right code. The if, the else statement. If it is in the dictionary, increment its count. Otherwise, add a new key pair, and call it equal to 1, and then it's going to iterate again through that, and then it's not going to be fast. It's not going to be performant, of course. It's going to take 75,000 iterations of this. So it's going to take a non-zero level of time. All right. Let's see. I'm going to put that right there. I think I'm going to have to do it again right here. All right. Because what we want to do is we want it to compare, but we want it to compare the lower version of that. So if there's a character, it's going to X lower it, and then it's going to look in the text, and then it's going to ask if it's in the character dictionary. So it should say if this little X is in the character dictionary instead of if this big X is in the character dictionary. Because we, like it said, we don't want upper and lower number or upper and lower case characters. All right, so. All right, and then we want character dict, and then I don't know what we want to call that. Oh, that's X, right? X. Not lower. I think we're gonna have to go with this x.lower motif the whole way through. And then plus equals 1. Else so we want this back again. I mean, I don't think it'll hurt it having x equal 1. And then we want to be outside when we put our return in. Return character dict. Character dict. There we go. Okay, so we have that is not incorrect, because what we're doing is we're creating an empty dictionary. We're telling it to look at the character in text, so the text that comes from the book itself. We're asking it to convert every character to lowercase, so in this case x.lower in character dict. If the character, lowercase character, is in character dict, add, or if it is not in there, okay, wait. Yeah, check to see if it's in there. If it's in there, yeah, if the character, in this case, if x is in characters dict, increment the count, right? And create a record and add it to the count. Okay, all right, so let's do a health check here. Okay, added the loop and an empty directory or dictionary to add things to, instead of trying to name or trying to include all letters and characters in the dictionary, and trying to define all letters in the dictionary. Okay, Python doesn't understand what you're trying to do. You want it to loop through each character. Okay, so loop through each character, convert that to lowercase, then check to see if it's in the directory. Okay, so in this case, I got that right. Okay, for char in text, I really don't want to change this shit up if I don't want to keep from it. Okay, I see. For char in text. Okay, so so for. All right, so we get rid of all of this bit. Interesting. Okay, so char lower. We're just going to call everything char lower now. Char lower. So so for char in text. Oh, right. For char in text, char lower equals char dot lower. Okay, so that would have been the easier way of doing it. Yes. In character dict. Okay, so I've got that. That's correct. Else, yes. Okay, so, and how do you think, will it handle a character that appears multiple times in the text? See that? Okay, so let me go back up here and make sure that we have the assignment. Use a dictionary of string to integer. Return to dictionary should look something like this. Okay. Import and call the function in main.py. Okay, so this is called count characters. Let me make sure I've got everything right here. I don't want to have any issues when I get in here. Okay, so char and text, char lower, yes, yeah. Oh, yes, I need to change this one. Okay, and then return character dictionary. Just like it said. So I had it almost all the way there, minus the lower bit. Okay, well that's good. Wasn't completely out in left field. All right, and then so I need count characters. I need to, from stats, import count words and count characters. I think I can do it like that. Pretty sure I can do it like that. And then I want it to print the word count. Print char. I really hate these pop-up boxes. I really wish it wouldn't do that. Actually, character dict. Actually, we want character dict. Right? Character dict, yeah, okay. All right. Save that and save that. Probably should save this at some point because this is all of my like crib notes for the episode, the stuff I need. Okay. Damn. Okay, we got an error message. So what does it say? Expected to standard out to contain all of TPC. Error code 1. Oh, okay, so we got an error message. Character dict is not defined. So yeah, I don't think it's as simple as that right there. Character count equals count characters book text, and then print f. I hate that shit. Why is it doing that? God damn, I hate. It's got to be some bullshit over here. No, it's got to be some kind of bullshit with the extensions or whatever. I'll have to figure that out later, but I hate that fucking gray block that pops up. It's just get the fuck out of my way. Don't be obtrusive about, helping because you're not. Character count. get us into the shot. Oh, wait. Gotta save. And just double check. Just hit that a couple times. There we go. I think that's it. Okay, that seemed to work. Did it get the T? Where's the T at? There's 70,000. There's 70,000 spaces. Okay, I did get the P. Got the P in there. There's the P. There's T. Okay. And C. C is right there. 9011. Okay. That doesn't look too bad. I mean, I've already burned a. All right, let's go talk to Boots and make sure. Seems to show the right output. Can you confirm? Oh, that's interesting. This will give you a more structured output with each character and his count on a separate line. Oh, okay. I didn't think of doing that, but I think that, sure, why not? For char count in character count dot items actually I can probably put that down here underneath that and then indent. There we go. All right, let's give that a shot. Oh, it didn't actually refactor anything. It doesn't feel like anyway. Did that make it better? Oh, right, duh, okay. Okay. Single quote. Okay. Huh, interesting. That definitely looks more interesting. Huh, okay, so we still have some armor though, right? Yeah, we got armor. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and submit this because it looks like it should be correct. So we'll see. That worked. Okay. Wow. All right. Very cool. All right, so basically what we did here was, according to Boots, we wanted to make it look a little nicer for aesthetic reasons. It's interesting. It's interesting here with this output right there like that, because it has the spaces already. So this is some kind of issue. So there's an error. There's an error in the output, maybe, and I think that's probably like a new line or a carriage return, which the way it renders those. Yeah, I'm betting that's the new line bit. So we would need to escape that or find some way to cover that. Because if I ran this before, let me see. When I ran this before, yeah, see, Okay, so it was, let's see, where was it? It was after D, so it was after, yeah, so it was the new line character that was causing issues, which is, oh, I see. Okay. So this line should be up here, and it should be like /n, but because the /n is a new line, it just dropped that to the next line. So that is a bug in the code. In that case, if there's a /r, might also be like a carriage feed or a line feed or a carriage return. So /r. See, there's another one in here as well. It's weird. It ran it like multiple times. Huh. That's interesting. I didn't know it ran it multiple times. Did it run it multiple times on here? No, just the one time. So there's a short space, or there's no space, and then there's one space. So it has one where it's like there's no double space, or there's a single space. So yeah, instead of me trying to define all of these things, which would have not gone well, I allowed it to run that itself. So, oh, and I got a nice chest for my efforts here. So I got 6 gems, and I got 2 of my baked salmon back. So that's pretty good. Okay. My brain's about shot. This is a, for those of you who are like, wow, this is boring, he's just, hitting up an AI. I have tried several times to learn Python, and it has not stuck with me. And I have not been motivated to continue on with it because I was stuck not having somebody or something to help me through the Socratic method or to nudge me in the right direction. So at some point, let's see, what's number 3? Number 3, we're gonna print a report. So we're gonna make it look pretty. We're gonna clean up the output a little bit here in the bookbot report. So we're going to add a function to StatsPy that takes the dictionary of characters and their counts, returns a sorted list of dictionaries. Okay. Each dictionary should have 2 key value pairs, one for the character itself and one for the character's count. Sort from greatest to least by the count, and then the sort method will be helpful here. See the hint. Okay. Here's an example of how you use the sort method to sort directories. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yep. Anyway, I think I'm going to go because it's getting around time to have dinner, and we'll be back on Sunday night. For those of you who are interested, we're going to have like Bronwyn back on, Bronwyn Acker, or Acker. I'll have to figure that out ahead of time. Where is it? There she is. And we'll have her on, and we're going to talk about AI. We're going to probably set up a local AI. I've got Olama running on my box anyway already, so it's not going to be a huge deal for me to set that up. But if you're interested, you might want to go to Olama's website and grab that. That would be olama. I don't want to set anybody wrong here. Olama.com. You can download the client. It works on Apple Silicon as well. Works really well on Apple Silicon, by the way. But if you're interested, yeah, go and grab that, and because we might do some demos and stuff. So get familiar with your command line. Go to Olama. We'll set up, something or download something. If your internet connection isn't fast, you can, still watch and then catch up on the VOD later or something if you want to. So cool. I hope everyone has a great weekend and they take care of themselves. As we're fond of saying around here, you're the only you have, and to take care of yourself. Okay. All right, everybody, have a good day, and take care.